Very good Tuesday morning to all of you out there. Landon here with you to bring you your weather and night forecast courtesy of On Target. Got a cold front, folks, that's taking its sweet time sweeping east across the region. You can see the back edge of the rainfall located right here just west of the region, impacting right around the LBL region. That'll be shifting eastward here as we work throughout the day, folks. It's going to be damp and dreary as we work throughout this morning, but by the time we work into this afternoon, with any luck, we should get a bit more sunshine in here. And still going to keep the temperatures above average, but we're going to have a Jurassic cold shut that's going to be arriving here starting tomorrow and pretty much lasting throughout the remainder of the week. Let's jump across the region, folks, and showcase that blanket of cloud cover that is still impacting the region. Sexton Bimbitter Skycam located down in Gold City, down in Simpson County, showcasing the blanket of cloud cover that is present over in that direction. We can also look across the northern tier of the region. The Beechtree News Skycam up in Morgantown is also showcasing that blanket of cloud cover that is present early this morning. Temperatures have stayed up throughout the overnight, folks. So we got a combination of the cloud cover hanging around along with southerly winds out along the passing cold front that has allowed for temperatures to settle right around the mid-60s this morning. We're going to bump highs up to right around the 70-degree mark as we work into this afternoon, folks. One final day to be above average in the temperature department before all that comes tumbling down. Getting a look here at the latest in terms of the latest surface map, you can see the cold front is right here on our doorstep and is going to be making its way through here. You will note, however, just west of that cold front, we've got another cold front lined out from Iowa, stretching down across the Great Plains through the heart of Oklahoma. That's what's going to be making it in here, folks, on Wednesday and sweeping through, reinforcing those northwesterly winds. That's really going to bring a much colder feel here across the region, all right? So let's jump over here and let's look at the short-term model guidance in terms of the rain showers out there early this morning. HRRR model is picking up on this nicely. We're going to continue to see it trek east along with the cold front. And right around the lunchtime hour, folks, that front's going to be lined out right along the I-65 corridor. Those along and just behind the front should begin to see some cloud cover begin to break up here, with more sunshine this afternoon, with the cold front steadily sweeping off to the east, taking the lingering and leftover moisture over in that direction as well. Now, it's worth noting, folks, a secondary cold front will roll through here late tonight into early Wednesday. You can see it here, some very sparse, isolated showers. We can't rule out a stray shower early tomorrow morning, folks, but outside of that, sunshine's going to take over, and look at this signal of cold air advection working in here out of the north and west. By the time the secondary cold front gets through here, folks, that's whenever we're going to see the big change in the wind fields out of the south to a northwesterly wind component. And you can see the solid black lines here, the isobars, being intersected here by the dashed blue lines. Those are isotherms, signifying a difference in temperature. This is signifying some very strong cold air advection rolling into Wednesday night. And then, folks, here as we get into Thursday, it is really going to crank up out there. It's going to be extraordinarily blustery during the next to final day of the work week, and it will be the coldest day of the foreseeable future without a doubt. All right, so let's get a look at the big picture. After the cold front works through here, as we get throughout the evening, we're going to work throughout our Wednesday. Here comes the secondary cold front that's going to rip through here, screaming like a banshee, with this secondary low developing right here over the eastern tier of the Great Lakes. Now watch as we get into Wednesday night, folks, and then we showcase into the early portion of our Thursday as we roll all the way and right into the sunrise hours of Thursday morning. Here is our surface setup. We got this extending low pressure system. We got the occluded front attaching to another weather maker over the Great Lakes. And then a cold front extending out over all the way into the border of Wyoming and Montana with another deepening area of low pressure. We've got yet another cold front, folks, that's going to reinforce that jolt of northwesterly flow. We might squeeze out another sprinkle on Thursday, folks, but outside of that, maybe even perhaps a stray snowflake here or there. But the real weather story, folks, are going to be these northwest winds of the magnitude of potentially 30 to even creeping up near 40 plus miles an hour. We're going to look at high temperatures on Thursday afternoon, not escaping the low to mid 40s. Folks, you layer on 30 to 40 mile an hour winds out of the northwest on top of that. Plain and simply put, we're not going to be getting out of the 30s in terms of wind chills in the Thursday time frame. So have the winter gear laid out, folks. We're going to get a right taste of January here, right here towards the end of November, all right? And you can see here what we were just previously mentioned is the wind speeds we're going to be dealing with throughout the remainder of this week. For today, they're going to remain quite strong, 20 to 30 plus miles an hour, but they're going to be out of the south, and that's what's going to warm us up. And then you'll see it settle down with a passing cold front. But look, on Wednesday, folks, here comes the secondary cold front working in here out of the west. Early in the morning, winds will be out of the south, but very quickly, these are going to jolt out of the north and west with a passing cold front. And folks, it is going to be blustery and raw in the great outdoors, all right? We see it let up again on Wednesday evening, but getting right back into our Thursday, folks. Here comes those northwesterly winds with that other cold front that's going to make its way through here. Again, folks, not much in terms of precipitation. Might get in on some stray snow flurries here or there at any point in time Wednesday night through Friday. But if any form of accumulations are going to arrive, it looks to be over here in eastern and northern Kentucky, with the setup of the trough in its proximity to these regions of the Great Commonwealth, all right? So jumping over here and taking a look at it, I know everyone was wanting to talk about the potential for snowfall, but here's a look at the latest in terms of the probability of at least an inch of snow falling. You can see, folks, well east of the region to get anything meaningful on the ground. They do have a 20 to 30% probability of seeing a dusting up to an inch right around Lexington and points over to east Kentucky. Once you get over further into southeast Kentucky with the higher elevations, a 50 to 60% probability of getting some measurable snowfall on the ground. Here closer to home, folks, temperature profiles are not going to be working in our favor. Not expecting any accumulation at all right? Total rainfall amounts coming through here, folks, over the next 6 to 7 days is not going to be a lot, all right? We do have something else to mention, though, after we get past that. I'm just showing you the rainfall amounts here over the course of the next week. It's not going to be much of anything, all right? But I want to jump back over here now, and I want to take a look at the long-term model guidance as we get into Thanksgiving week. After we get that last little jolt of colder air, maybe some flying snowflakes Thursday night into Friday morning, we're going to settle down throughout the weekend with a slow but steady warming trend. And then, folks, all eyes is on Thanksgiving week. We continue to have model guidance showcasing numerous rounds and slugs of moisture working in out of the south and west. Here we are looking at Monday night into Tuesday of next week, widespread showers and storms. We get into the Wednesday time frame on into Thanksgiving. Right now, showcasing likely showers and storms. Clearing out of here by mid-morning on into midday on Thanksgiving, with a jolt of colder air arriving as we get into Black Friday on into the weekend to follow. We can have a strong storm system with a dose of some winter weather shenanigans there on the backside of that. Again, folks, this is roughly a week and a half from today. Long story short, we're going to be very, very active here in the long-term period with numerous weather makers threatening the Wobbles community. Here's a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast brought to you by Ohio Valley Insurance. Scattered light rain showers throughout this morning, gradual clearing this afternoon. Strong southerly winds will take highs to near the 70-degree mark before we taper down throughout the afternoon and evening. Going to be colder on Wednesday. The passing of the secondary cold front will mitigate highs some 10 to 15 degrees colder, right around the mid-50s. And folks, as promised, Thursday is going to be blustery and it's going to be raw. Keep the winter wardrobe out, mid-40s for highs. We will not be escaping the wind chills in the 30s throughout the entirety of that day. Friday, we're going to keep it on the cold side with a bit more sunshine, up to near 50 on Saturday, closing on the 60-degree mark come Sunday afternoon. Folks, that'll wrap up your Tuesday morning weather or not forecast, brought to you by On Target. You will